Good morning, my YouTube viewers. It's Crystal here. I just wanted to make another video for you. And this video is we're going to perform a one sample hypothesis t-test. And I made a video this morning and I had to delete it because I wasn't happy with it. And so I did some more research. And when I did some more research, this is the code that I come up with, because on Excel it's not really possible to do a one sample t-test, but I use the t-dist formula to get the p-value. So we'll just see how it goes. So the first thing that we do to get the one sample t-test is you have to have one sample. That's self-explanatory to get a one sample t-test. So we have 10 elements in our array, which are random numbers between 1 and 10. So it's going to be cell A3 to A12. And then we're going to set our alpha significance level. You can set your alpha significance level to whatever you want. It's normally 0.05, but it can also be 0.1. And if you're really extreme, you can go 0.5. But we'll just say 0.1. We'll say 0.1. And then we're going to do our hypothesized population mean. That's the mean that you think it's going to be, or the mean that you want it to be. So that's your hypothesized population mean. And so this is your mean. Your mean is your average of the cells A3 to A12. And in this particular instance, it is 5.8. We check our standard deviation, which is a standard deviation for the sample. And it's again from A3 to A12 cells. We're going to check our standard error, which is D6, which is the standard deviation over the square root of the count of A3 to A12. So it's going to be the standard deviation over the square root of 10 in this instance. So we're going to check our t-statistics. Your t-statistic is going to be the standard deviation minus the hypothesized population mean over the standard error. That's what your t-statistic is going to be. Now you check your degrees of freedom. Your degree of freedom is going to be the number of elements in the array minus 1. So since we have 10 elements in the array, we take 1 away from that, and that's going to give you 9. Now we're going to check our p-value. And there is no real way to have a p-value in Excel for a one sample array, so we have to use the t-dist function. So if D8, that is your t-statistic, is less than 0, or we should say less than or equal to 0, t-dist equals D8 times -1. So you're taking the t-statistic and you're converting it to a positive value. And then it's going to be D9, which is going to be your degree of freedom, and 2, which means it's going to be like a 2 sample test or something like that. I don't remember what the degree of freedom is, but I do know what the degree of freedom is. D9 is your degree of freedom, and then 2 indicates it's going to be a 2 sample test. And then that's if it's less than 0. If it's not less than 0, then it's just t-dist over D8, D9, and 2. And it was a little bit difficult for me to find this out because I had to research it on the internet, and not all of the information on the internet is correct. this is the research that I've been able to find, so I hope that's correct. And then we check our null hypothesis. So our null hypothesis is if D10, that's your p-value, is greater than D2, that's your alpha, your significance level. So our p-value is 1 and our alpha is 0.1. So our p-value is greater than alpha, so that's going to be true. So that means it accepts the null hypothesis that the hypothetical population mean is the same as the mean. If it was less than 0.1, then the null hypothesis would be rejected, and you would have to go to an alternative hypothesis. And the alternative hypothesis is that the mean is not the same as the hypothetical mean, but we just happen to luck out that our hypothesized population mean is the same as our mean. So if we want to change this, change our mean to like maybe 5.5 and see what happens. Again, that's true as well. So we've got a hypothesized mean of 5.5 and we've got a mean of 5.7. We have an p-value of 0.83, which is greater than the alpha. So that means it's true. But we can change our alpha to 0.5 and improve the alpha. And then again, so hypothesized population mean is 5.5, the mean is 5.1, your p-value is 0.69, which is true. So that means that the hypothesized mean is the same as the mean, which we know that's not true. It's 0.4% difference because there is a standard error of 0.99. But that's the way it goes. So that's how you do the one sample t-test in Excel. So the one sample t-test is used to test whether the mean of a population is equal to some value. A t-test is performed when the population variance is unknown or the population size is less than 30. So in this instance, our population size is less than 30. So that's how you do a one sample t-test in Excel. I hope that you got something out of this video. If you like my video, please like and subscribe. And I will be making you another video shortly where we will be covering some more hypothesis tests.